Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news and transfer news. In today's episode, we will be talking about a defensive injury crisis and Forest dipping into the market looking for another centre-back. We'll also have news on a transfer blow for a striker that was heavily linked with Forest. We'll give you the update on the Real Madrid player that will no longer be coming to Forest. We have also been linked with a wonder kid from the Eredivisie. I'll give you the latest on that. And then finally, a lot of you are asking me about Aouar and what the situation is with him currently, which we, of course, will cover off for you guys today. Guys, if you're new here, please give the video a like, or if you're old, subscribe to the channel if you are new, that's what I meant to say, and put the notifications on. Also, don't forget you can become a member now for 99p on our silver membership, which will give you all the emojis that your heart desires for Forest, as well as our merch store. You can go visit that and get yourself one of these lovely Brennan Johnson tops. Enough said, guys, let's get into the news, and we will start with the defensive injury crisis and what's going on there. Having signed Wolves' best player by a country mile in Morgan Gibbs-White, Forest are now dipping back in to the Wolfpack and trying to grab themselves another deal. And the deal is in the signs of Willy Boly. Now, Forest, as we all know, and has been confirmed, that Niakhaté is injured and probably out for a couple of months. Now, do I believe that he's out for a couple of months? I'm not sure. You can never really know the game plan with Coups. Sometimes they'll say someone's out for 1,000 years and then they're back the next week. But I do think it's going to be at least 6 weeks with Niakhaté, depending on what the injury was. That's the usual length of time if it was indeed a hamstring injury. However, Forest were in search of a centre-back prior to this anyway, and this will accelerate the timetable. Currently, they've had a bid rejected from Wolves for Willy Boly, and that was in and around 1 million. It's not going to take much more to get him over the line, but I think he's 31 years old. He himself has his own injury problems. He's an absolute mountain though at about 6'5". Does have good Prem experience with about 89 games in there. But is he the fit that we need? Not sure. Pace is what we are lacking at the back. Currently, I've had the whole video on Worrell. If you haven't seen that yet, go check the video out from earlier. I'll put a link up there for you guys as well. But I think he would be what you would call a temporary solution until Niakhaté is back. What's really good about him is his aerial presence. No surprise at 6'5". He wins a lot of aerial challenges, which is what Niakhaté was exquisite at in the first couple of games of this season. Where my worry would be with this signing would be the lack of pace, and in general the lack of pace in our centre-backs without Niakhaté in there. But this isn't the only player Forest are looking at in terms of a centre-back link. There's been a couple of others linked, but I don't have the details of them yet. All I do know is a shortlist is being drawn up for potential suitors that they are looking for. But let me know if you would like to see Boly in the red shirt following his compadre, Morgan Gibbs-White, to the City ground. For me, I'll be happy with whatever Cooper decides on it, I think. But it would only be a temporary solution at the moment. I am sick and tired about talking about this guy, but I do have news, and depending on what side of the fence you are, you may rejoice or you may be sad. Don't know. You let me know in the comments down below. But Maupay will be rejecting Nottingham Forest, and his likely destination is going to be Fulham. I'm ecstatic about this one. I don't think we need him. I think we got plenty up front to see us into the top 4 this year. Especially, I can't wait to see Dennis on the pitch for us. But Maupay looks to be set to go to Fulham and reject Nottingham Forest. So hopefully this will be one of the last updates I have to do about him till I get official confirmation that that is the case. But as always, this is a matter of opinions. Did you guys want to see him in the red? Or are you quite happy, like me, that he's going to Fulham? Let me know in the comments down below. Another transfer blow in the form of MALINOVSKYI, and this one I am disappointed about because I do highly rate this player, and in particular that sweet ass left foot of his that's like a gun. He won't be joining Forest. That's pretty much said and done now, unfortunately. Do we still need him with Morgan Gibbs-White added? And of course, we still got to talk about this guy. You let me know in the comments below. But a double transfer blow if I want to have my non-biased hat on for Nottingham Forest with him and Maupay, with neither of them set to join Nottingham Forest. But as always, give me your opinion on it down below. I guess another transfer blow is Odriozola will not be coming to Nottingham Forest. Even with the rumours that were linking a 10 to 16 million pound bid on him, have come out today and it's been confirmed that this is not actually the case and this is not a defender that Forest are pursuing. So, we've signed from Liverpool, we've signed from Man United and we've signed from Bayern Munich. It doesn't look like Real Madrid will be on that list of clubs that we buy from this summer. So, in case you guys were wondering, I know a few of you have been asking me about the links to him. He's not going to be coming. I don't think Forest were too impressed with the wages he's currently on and what his wage demands will be. So this one, dead in the water, unfortunately. Did you want him? I kind of was starting to come around to the idea of him coming because of our defensive crisis. But let me know, as always, in the comments down below. Did you want him or not? Okay. Negative news out the way, let's move into some more positive stories. Guys, strap in, buckle up, settle down, because this one's going to get tasty over the next few days. Cody Gakpo, the wonder kid, from the Eredivisie at PSV, an absolute dream of a player, young, the profile Forest are looking for, expensive at in and around between, you'd probably say 30 to 37 mil, be that in euros or pounds. You guys go and do the conversions however you want. This guy is highly regarded and highly sought after by not just Forest, but the other club that's extremely interested in him is Manchester United, or should I say Ajax United. I don't know, I can't really tell the two clubs apart these days. Anyway, the sticking point, well, two things to mention on this. This is Forest's priority after the Morgan Gibbs-White was done. Their attention is now turning to Cody Gakpo because Cooper is a huge admirer of this player, and rightly so. This guy is amazing. The issue with this, and there's always an issue with a transfer, is that he wants Champions League football. And it depends on what happens with PSV versus Rangers to where his future is going to lie. If PSV get through, and I believe the second leg is either Tuesday or Wednesday this week, if they get through, then he's probably more than likely quite happy to stay at PSV. If they do not qualify for the Champions League, then his second option, or should I say his second priority, would be a move to the Premier League. Now, if that's the case, and you want him, you guys better make sure you're tuned in. I can't remember what the scoreline was. I think it was 2-1 to Rangers or something like that. I got bored after about the 60th minute of watching it. But keep an eye on that match this week because that could trigger a hell of a domino effect for Gakpo. Now, as I mentioned, Manchester/Ajax United are interested in him. Is his pull going to be more towards United or to Forest? Now, as we all know, Nottingham Forest is a bigger club than Manchester United, with a better manager, with a better player base, and with a better fan base. I mean, those Manchester United fans can't even decide if they like or dislike their owners half the time. It's crazy. Whereas we are a more united front. We are a more cohesive team, and we don't have issues in the dressing room like they do. All these play into the favour of Cody Gakpo wanting to come to Forest. However, Erik ten Hag, or however you say it in Dutch, is a huge admirer of this guy. As I'm sure you guys are all aware, he knows no players outside the Eredivisie, and all he's ever done is link himself to players from Ajax, or very loosely players he's played with before, or players from the Eredivisie. So, he does have a good reputation with the Eredivisie players, so there might be a slight pull towards him from Cody because of that very loose link. Everything at the moment is up in the air. This has been known for about 2 weeks, but I knew nothing would happen until the end of the qualification game of Rangers, so I didn't want to bring it to your guys' attention until now. I would love this signing. He would be exactly what we need in terms of an attacking threat, a pacey winger. He plays L-dub for those of you who are unaware. He's right-footed as well, but he has bags and bags of potential. The only thing that worries me about him is, alongside all the Eredivisie players, is can they cut it in the Premier League? I think this guy definitely can. And I think the other thing you need to watch for is if Manchester United sign Antonio. If they do, then Gakpo no longer becomes a priority for them because they've got that guy. Gakpo for them is the second choice, the plan B, if you like, behind Antonio, not Antonio, sorry, Anthony. Slip of the tongue there. So keep an eye on the Rangers game and keep an eye on what happens with Anthony and Manchester United. I've heard lucrative fees of packages worth in and around 100 million for Anthony, which is crazy. And this guy, to me, is the better option in terms of value and cost. But let me know down below in the comments what you think of him and would you take him at the City Ground? Alright guys, so the update on Houssem Aouar, and before you lot go crazy in the comments, I know it was spelled wrong, I've corrected it. Deal with it. Anyway, this one is a complete mess at the moment and no one seems to be if he's coming or going. Now, I will explain to you where the situation currently is and the understanding about what has actually happened. So, there's conflicting rumours between if you speak to English media press or French media press about what happened. If you speak to the French, what they say is that they were not happy in terms of Lyon with the offer made on Aouar, which was just less than about 10 million euros. They usually prefer a bigger bid and they usually deal with higher numbers. If you speak to the English side of it, they're saying that Forest were not happy with the way that the sporting director was negotiating for Lyon and he wasn't doing it in a very professional manner. My understanding is both sides of these stories are complete and utter crap. And on top of that, there's a lot of talks that Aouar has had, well, we know he has personal terms agreed with Forest. But on top of that, we know why he wanted to join Forest was because he was seduced by the conversations he had with the likes of Steve Cooper and the other Forest management. So he bought in to the whole project. As always, Steve Cooper sold it, and I'm sure Steve Cooper liked what he saw in the player as well. With all this said, there was the hijacking attempt from Crystal Palace. That's slightly simmering down at the moment as well. And with all that said, it's not dead in the water yet either. I've seen reports today that this is by no means a finished off, shut the door deal on it yet. There is still a glimmer. It's a bit less, but there is a glimmer that this is still going to carry on and go ahead. I personally want this one to happen more than anyone, maybe a centre back. But ignoring that, more than any other transfer, what a statement signing Houssem Aouar would be from Forest to bring him over. Even if it's going to cost us 17 million euros, which should be about 15 million pounds, it's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I still feel like the fan base does want him. There was a bit of a split in the fan base over the fact that I saw some people getting annoyed that we signed MG Dub over Aouar, talking about the money and everything else and the talent, etc. I say, guys, put your differences aside and put those hands together and bring them both in. It's the perfect combo and then everyone's happy. If you are an MG Dub fan, cool. If you're an Aouar fan, fine. But if we got them both, then we unite as a fan base. And that's what we want, is that harmony. So, joking aside, this is still on the cards, but I am not confident enough to give you a confidence level on if it goes through. I think Forest will need to add a couple more add-ons to bring it up to 15 million euros. Aouar, after that, will be happy to join. I think the decision now is in Steve Cooper's hands. And does he feel he needs another attacking midfielder? Coops, if you're watching, who am I to tell you? Bring him in. He's quality. Let's get it done, bro. Let's get it done. So, that's the news update. There are loads of other stories. Some have legs, some don't, but I don't want this video to go on forever. We'll be back to normal business as usual from tomorrow, bringing you the daily transfer updates as well. And hopefully, if I get a bit of time this evening, I will put together the in-depth analysis for the Everton game. Please go and watch that Joe Worrell video. I did really try and make it as neutral as possible. Obviously, there's always going to be an element of bias to it, but I do want your opinions on that as well. And while you're here, guys, you know what I'm going to ask for. A quick little like, if you don't mind, on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Go visit our merch store. Grab yourself a nice little Johnson top. And if you want to as well, we have so many emojis available. As for the members here, it's 99p on the silver membership, less than a cup of tea. So hit that join button if you would like to support the channel as well. Thank you all for watching. We will see you on the next video, and come on you Reds.